Hi, my name is Emily Hartman, and today I'm here to talk to you about outside influence and what they have on children's development. For this presentation, we'll be in my classroom. There'll be small water bottles and cookies as refreshments. I would always add a welcome sign. I'd even put the parents' names down that I knew were coming, just so they feel more welcome and more comfortable in my classroom during the presentation. I would be sure to definitely greet every parent and talk to them personally how I know them. I think environment is one of the most important things during a presentation, so everyone is comfortable and no one feels awkward or out of place. This topic is an especially pressing topic in our society today, and it doesn't just affect parents. I think it affects children too, especially because it's their development, it's their growth, it's their education, they're what we're here for. So with all the different types of social media, technology that the world has today, early childhood education has made a huge shift in how we have to teach our children, how we have to talk to our parents. Facebook, family, friends, and even nutrition definitely negatively affects a child's development. It also does it positively too, but we want to make sure we are having the best behavior we can. Giving advice to parents is a way that I can feel like I'm making a positive influence in a child's life outside of their home. A lot of times we're just stuck in the classroom and we don't know what's going on at home. So we always want to be sure that we see what's going so we can best help. Now, so we're doing an icebreaker. I'd like you to turn next to the person next to you. Greet them. Try to be someone you don't already know. I want you to ask them these 3 questions. What was your favorite subject in school? What was your favorite hobby? And what was your favorite memory as a young child that was pertaining to school? When the time is up, I'd like each parent to share to the group an answer to one of the questions. I believe that answering these questions is important because most of you probably don't recall one of your memories having to pertain to technology, and this will come in place later during the presentation. But I even know when I was young, I was outside playing. When we go to school, we went to recess like 10 times a day. And that always had a positive effect on me. And I feel like today, children don't have that as often unless they're at home and their parents are taking them outside because it's all about learning. And I do think we're taking a shift away from that, but it's going to take a collaborative effort to change those movements. So I just wanted you all to get to know each other a little bit. And here we go. What is an outside influence? Outside influence are things that are usually beyond our control, but they're also in our control. Our children cannot live in a bubble forever. So media, family, friends, nutrition, education are just the beginning of the things that can positively or negatively affect our children's development. Ultimately, they're learning a lot of things in school, but ultimately they're learning a lot of things from you at home. You're their first teacher, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I said these things are beyond our control, but are they really? Think about the things in a child's life that you think positively or negatively affect their development. Does it make you think differently? During our discussion, think about how you would change or how you would help your child to change things that go on in their life. Children are so influenced by their experiences, and we want to make all those experiences as positive as possible. Family. When we talk about family, we're not just talking about those silly relatives that, we all have that one aunt or cousin who will roll their eyes whenever she walks into the room because she's about to give your kid some kind of candy sugar that they don't really need. But we don't want to be that one person who is lame and doesn't let their kid have the candy. But does your kid really need the candy? I think this is a conflicting issue for every parent. And it doesn't just pertain outside the home with your family gatherings. In the first 3 years of a child's life, brain development is most sensitive to their family environment. For example, a family who does not provide an enriching environment for their child and does not interact or speak with their child may become developmentally behind. There's a very simple solution to this. Just talk with your child. They're children, but they can have adult conversations too. They listen to you. Any type of conversing will help your child to develop. A child's brain is truly like a sponge. I know that's really cliche, but I mean, you might have said something 2 weeks ago and they just brought it up. They remember things. They have great memories, and it's important to foster those as best you can. Friends, we all have special friends. We all have friends, even young children form friendships, and this has a positive impact on them. Take a second to jot down some notes on how your friends are positive influences, and it's probably the same for your children. Friendships help children to solve problems. They want to understand diversity through likes and dislikes, values and decisions. Forming friendships helps children understand others who are different from them. While they're healthy and can be a positive influence, children can backtrack and start having negative effects at home. And at home, we can teach children about how people have differences and how that is okay. A lot of times, families all have different values and beliefs, which I believe in 100%, but it's important to talk to your children when you're out. If they notice someone different than them, don't point it out, but if they bring it up, just talk about it positively. Talk about how some people have wheelchairs, some people are different colors. They understand that, and they will foster that positively. They will tell their friends about it at school, and it will blossom into something you didn't even know would happen. Media. This is a big topic, especially in our day and age. Remember at the beginning when I asked about your childhood memories and how most of you probably did not say anything about technology? It just makes you think how much a world can change in such a short period of time. Children who regularly watch more than 4 hours of TV each day have an increased risk of being overweight, and children who view violent television shows have a tendency towards aggressive behavior. As a teacher, you think back to children you had in the class before and you think about their aggressive behavior, and you sometimes often think it's your fault, and you really believe it's your fault. So we can lessen these aggressive behaviors through letting them watch TV. There are plenty of solutions to this epidemic. Set a goal sheet for your child. Even if they do not understand it, you do. If you see that your child played outside for 2 hours and they were learning and they were having fun without any of your assistance, then give them that chance to watch the TV. Just make sure you're monitoring it properly. Help your child be the best they can be without screen time. Nutrition. In this day and age, each family struggles with trying to avoid getting dinner at McDonald's. I even struggle with this. I'm a full-time employee, mother, wife, student, and as long as my children are getting fed, I'm not always worried about what they're eating. But nutrition comes from such a large issue for children once they enter kindergarten and elementary school. Their options for lunch and snack become like a giant larger array of what they can choose from. There are even vending machines with pop and snacks in them. And often they will choose that sugary and unhealthy snack because they weren't offered it before, which was 100% okay. But like we talked about earlier, a lot of things are out of our control, especially as they get older. I know that packing lunches and cooking dinner is difficult, but just talk to your children about obesity. Be honest with them. It's easy, and tell them what overeating or eating these unhealthy foods can do to one's body. Try to just scrape out a tiny amount of time to pack your child a healthy snack or lunch. If your child's school offers these unhealthy snacks, then try to promote that school yourself to give better options for your child and their peers. Education. The school environment can be a huge impact on child's development. Do not be afraid to advocate for your child and their individual needs, but be as professional and as understanding as you can be. We are all humans, and at the end, it is all about the child. Whether your child goes to a preschool, a daycare, an early learning center, or any type of educational program, he or she will have a huge opportunity to learn things that she might not get at home. So while things may happen that you don't agree with, it's important to talk about it because no matter what, their education is growing socially and emotionally by playing and sharing and even taking time with other children. A lot of centers have beliefs, so make sure before you choose a center, make sure you do your research. Ask them questions. They're there to answer them. They know what they believe in, so they're going to tell you. And if you don't believe in that, that's okay. Keep searching. There are plenty of awesome things out there for children. We are going to watch this video.
What influences early child development? Well, according to the WHO Commission on the Social Determinants of Health, early child development is mostly influenced by the experiences children have in the environments where they grow up, live, and learn. Accordingly, we produced this global model of the environments which matter for early child development. The model shows a series of circles and then overlapping non-circular figures showing environments, some of which are geographical, some of which are non-geographic, that influence children's development. At the most intimate level, at the center of the drawing, is the individual child growing up as you see and showing, in a sense, that at different points in life, different windows open for environmental influences to affect the way in which children develop. And so the individual child matters in the sense that they are that source of opportunity for nurturing environments to get under the skin at key points in time. The child is then surrounded by a family, which can mean anything from a traditional nuclear family through a group of AIDS orphans living with a village grandmother in a sub-Saharan African village. The family is important because it is the place at which basic bonding occurs, where the child spends most of their waking hours, and where most of the buffering of the broader social environment and the economic environment takes place. And if not buffering, we get the opposite, which would be the exacerbation of those environments. Following that, there is the residential area, the area where the child grows up in. And it turns out that the safety, the cohesion, and the child friendliness.
So this video shows this globe of how everything is important. Their child themselves, their family, their residential area where they live, and their region. It all affects a child. So we want to make all of these aspects of the world as positive as we can. I'd love for you to gather your thoughts and notes. Take some time. Feel free to ask questions. If you have any personal questions, feel free to email me, Emily Hartman. My email is emily_hartman1@eku.edu. Some resources. These are some resources that you may jot down or you can take a picture of on your phone. I know that's really convenient. They are just simple internet resources for you. You can look at them on your phone. They can be important, so you can research on your own. Some other resources I suggest if you're looking for positive influence on your child outside of school is libraries. They have great functions. Check out your community center, and even pools and malls. They always have educational things going on for children, so you can find them anywhere. You just have to do your research. Dr. Gano, these are also the resources that I use for my presentation. Thank you.